team sense in terms of playing forward, having patience to go drive, for the opportunity to play forward, to go through, and obviously if you can get the ball into dangerous areas, whip the ball into an area where the defenders have got to do something, they can't let it go across their own box, and it obviously takes that wicked deflection for the own goal. But it all comes from that patient build-up. We said about the slow tempo, but then you've got to change your tempo. You've got to look for them line-breaking passes and get your players in areas.
Back to another different plan from the set-piece routine. It was Nishu floating it in on the turn, and the centre-back turns goal scorer. They've seen that storyline often in the Tour in 2025. It is Praful who doubles up the lead in 1 minute of the second half. What a start for Jamshedpur.
Yeah, it took until the 51st minute in the previous game to break the deadlock. On this occasion, they've already got the goal, but it's that second half great start again. As the coach, you'd love to see that come out from the second half and get an early goal straight away, almost put the game to bed. What a goal from the centre-back. Turn and finish as the ball was played back in. A number of the players trying to play offside. You can see two players in the picture, holding and staying a little bit deeper. I think just a little ricochet that just falls in the way of a centre-back, Praful Kumar. You think, is he going to be able to swivel so quick as a centre-back? For players like Manvir, but straight away on a 6-foot turn, drives it into the goal.
A lovely little turn there from Praful. That is a poacher's finish. Generally, you see strikers do that, as you mentioned. If the centre-back could do it, but a celebration to pay respect and tribute. And the fuming flames of the furnace sees Jamshedpur FC finally fly through to the quarterfinals. And at full time, it is Jamshedpur FC 2, 1 Ladakh FC 0.
funny. Time the poor time about the series.
आपने कमाल कर दिया।
भारत फिर है तैयार, लहराने तिरंगा, एक हीरो एशिया कप।
पैसा डालना मुझसे भी है।
सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर दिल से हॉकी।
इस एशिया कप टीम इंडिया दिखा देगी अपना कप। देखिए एशिया कप 9 सितंबर से सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क के टीवी चैनल और सोनी लिव पर।
Zahir, Uncle Stone.
Correct. The taste of success.
स्ट्रीमर भी गेमर है, लेकिन यहाँ सब कुछ दाव पर है। गेमिंग और स्ट्रीमिंग दोनों का प्रेशर ऑन
वन लैपटॉप। Bodoland FC
He's alone against 5.
और मेरा Lenovo Legion इंटेंस प्रेशर में भी कूल रहता है और रियल टाइम में परफॉर्मेंस ऑप्टिमाइज करता है for uninterrupted gaming.
Yes, last one standing.
Lenovo, damn yours.
भारत के भूतपूर्व प्रधानमंत्री श्री राजीव गांधी जी की हत्या की गई है।
अभी तक किसी भी आदमी या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने सामने आके रिस्पांसिबिलिटी नहीं ली।
वायरस के अंदर क्लॉथ फाइबर मिला, सुसाइड बॉम्बर।
हम इसे कैनेडी असैसिनेशन की तरह।
संघर्ष का समय आ चुका है, क्योंकि एशिया का माहौल गरमाने वाला ये बड़ा शॉट है। कमाल का खिलाड़ी है भैया। दिखा देगी अपना कप। देखिए एशिया कप 9 सितंबर से सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क के टीवी चैनल और
Man, 10 to our phone of the
Welcome to Bodoland territorial region.
Witness the remarkable transformation under Honorable CEM Shri Pramod Boru's visionary leadership. From scars to a beacon of peace and stability, BTR has undergone a dynamic socio-economic metamorphosis since 2020. Education, healthcare, sports and infrastructure have flourished, empowering people for a brighter future. With confidence, BTR strides ahead on its journey of peace, progress and good governance. Let's create a better tomorrow together.
This fight is going to be unreal. Ready to see is a wrecking machine. A force unlike anything the fight game has ever seen.
Watch UFC 390, Sunday 17th August, 5:30 a.m. live on Sony Sports Network and
Venture into Manas's majestic kingdom and discover Chakrashila's captivating sanctuary. Encounter exotic flora and fauna in this unexplored land. Plan for an unforgettable journey today and be enchanted by Bodoland's untamed beauty. Bodoland, discover the land untouched.
इस एशिया कप टीम इंडिया दिखा देंगी अपना दम। देखिए एशिया कप नंबर से सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क, टीवी चैनल और सोनी लिव पर।
Welcome back to the SAI Stadium in Cockroach. Packed house in tonight, but at the moment it's not the result. The majority of them wanted. There is a group of Highlanders fans, the Highlander Brigade in the East Stand, but at the moment it's the Highlanders that are leading by a goal to nil. Aladdin Ajare giving them the lead in that first half, but this big expectant crowd have won all 3 games so far. It is only the second goal they've conceded as well in the competition. The other came against Morning Star in their very first game. And I just wonder, Henry, what the Bodoland coach would have said to his team at half-time, because they certainly showed that they had the ability to get in behind that NorthEast defence, and they did create some chances in that first half. They just lost Henry for a moment or two, but the teams are back out on the field here. They did have to make one change in the first half. Bodoland, Arjun coming on for Pranjal Bhumic, who picked up what looked like a groin injury after a surging run to try and take on Samte. Ajare giving a few words to his teammates. He never looks like he's happy even when he's scoring goals, Aladdin Ajare. That's a sign of how focused he is on the job in hand for NorthEast United. Can he get more goals? 6 already in the tournament. Leading scorer now, 1 ahead of Liston Colasso. If you're just joining us, Geelong made it through to the semi-finals earlier on when they beat Indian Navy. They came from behind in that game. They trailed 1-0 at half-time. And then 2 more quarter-finals for you tomorrow. Jamshedpur against Diamond Harbour. What a rise it's been for Diamond Harbour. Luka Machin and Clayton both on 4 goals, just behind in the race for the top scorer in this competition. And then the big one, of course, the big Kolkata derby. We get a few these days, but it is the big one, of course. Amami East Bengal taking on Murmaghan Supergiant at the BYB tomorrow. Well, Henry's back now with us. I was just saying, Henry, you were about to explain what Bodoland possibly need to do, because they did create chances in that first half.
They have to believe in themselves, like they have to reboot themselves, reset and get up. It's not going to help them sitting back now. They have to put more bodies up front and get on to the game. And that's going to be interesting to watch. If they can transform themselves, the transformation is good, the transition is good enough, they've got some speedy players.
Lovely ball inside the fullback from Andy. Samte, though, can't pick out Rinzuela in the middle, who's adjudged to have fouled the defender, so it will be a free kick to Bodoland, but it was the captain, Didwam, who was the man who made the error really for the goal.
Brilliant piece of work once again, getting that defense splitting pass on the far end. Brilliant ball coming inside. The defenders are now agile and vigilant with every move that comes in from NorthEast United. They've got some good technical players. The foreign players would matter right now because Ajare is in top form. He can get more goals from there. If they can just keep those first 15 minutes without and seeing it will be interesting to watch.
Here's Arjun. So the first half substitute coming on for Pranjal Bumich, just stopped by Radeep Talang. Chema Nunes just runs away from Rinzuala, didn't have enough on it to run through to Alan Jarry. Robinson! Another shot from outside the area from Robinson. Had a couple in the first half, one of them stung the palms of Gurmeet. That one's off target though, but he's a real danger man for Bodoland.
Yeah, he's been brilliant over there, especially when he got to the ball. His half turn was good enough to face the goal and take a strike at it. Though it did not hit the target, but the intention was good.
NorthEast will be mindful, having been pegged back against Shillong John. There's Robinson again. Junior. Just dropping the shoulder. It's good defending from Radina, who stayed with him, didn't allow him a sight at goal, and once again NorthEast United able to get the ball away.
This combination needs to work over here. If they have to score goals, they get into the attacking, but little creativity is missing over there. We've seen some brilliance from Robinson, who can turn with the ball, can shoot from far. That combination between him and Junior needs to work. That back heel, good intention, but not in the right direction.
All foreigners for Bodoland on loan from Rajasthan United for this tournament, certainly making a difference. It's a poor giveaway from Arjun once again, who's tracking back onto defensive duty here. Now Aladin Ajare loves to run at defenders. Chema Nunes couldn't get the ball out of his feet. Rinzuala just got underneath it. He knew the challenge was coming there. I think Rinzuala may just have pulled out slightly, but I think the whistle may have gone anyway. But it was another good move from NorthEast, but they can't hit the target.
Yeah, that's a very good pass over there as well, and really clear of any defenders in front of him. Just couldn't keep his touch right over there. First touch, the decision was good enough. The goalkeeper and the defender does pretty well to really drop that.
Well, he's working hard, Rinzuala. Second start, who joined from Aizawl. 12 goals in 19 appearances last season for Aizawl in the I-League. Can take a deflection, so it will be a corner. Andy once again on set-piece duty, fizzes that one in with a real bit of pace on it into the box that time. One back by Jitin. Two defenders though preventing him getting a second crossing.
James.
Lovely reverse pass to Miguel Zabaka.
James, welcome.
Jarre coming short. Good block again. Jarre at the second time of asking, and eventually Bodoland get the ball clear, but good pressure from the set piece from NorthEast United. And now Robinson trying to get Bodoland moving on the counter. Robinson has stayed down.
Welcome,
Pedro. Still give and go. Pedro can't find the shot, and eventually does shoot on the turn. Timothy played it back, but Pedro can't keep it down. Chances at both ends. Okay to nothing.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting over here because Pedro has got great skill in him. He's got great vision. He can take long shots, but this time just does not keep himself into control of the ball. Just balloons that ball over the bar. Options up front. There are three big churns up front. But this is going to happen because United going a little bit deeper, not giving that space behind the defense. So no passes coming out. Long shots are the only option for them. We've seen Robinson doing it twice, but this time Lopez straight over the bar.
Abdul's there again. Really has been solid at the back for Bodoland. Must be a free kick. Not coming together just on the halfway line.
And very interesting there. The referee points the other way out. That's a yellow card. Back chatting from the referee Timothy. is the man who just received that card from the referee.
Not necessary yellow, really. And no yellow cards were carried forward from the group. It's a free kick. The referee initially had given the free kick the other way, but it is a free kick to NorthEast United. Taken short to Radin Salang. Timothy's yellow card confirmed. Kevin Nunes. Zabako. Just allowed to run. Nice ball played into the path of Samte. Rinzuala in the middle. Andy arriving. Picked out perfectly. And it's another first-time goal for one of the new Spaniards in the NorthEast United side, and he's doubled their lead. Zabako started it. Andy finished it. The former teammates from Burgos. And now there's a real mountain to climb for Bodoland, because NorthEast United, the holders of the Durand Cup, lead by 2 goals to nil.
Well, when you start the second half, getting that goal, that to an early goal will give them a lot of confidence there. It's going to be interesting to watch this beautiful ball there from Zabako. Look at the lad, just checks himself beautifully, puts everybody off that guard, and Andy comes from behind, keeps his composure so well. Goalkeeper gets his hand to it, but just couldn't stop that ball. What a fantastic goal that is.
A brilliant finish. Burkhead did get a good hand on that, but not enough to keep it out. And well, Andy Hero was on the mark in the last game against Rangajit. Joined from Catania in Spain. 4 goals for them in La Liga 2 last season. Now he has his first goal in Indian football in the 134th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup. Because it could set up a second meeting. Whoever wins here will play Shillong Najong, who won their quarter-final earlier. NorthEast have already played them once this season. In fact, they've beaten them 3 times out of 3 in the Durand Cup. But once you get to knockout football, that really counts to nothing. Sure. Shillong Najong somewhere watching this after their victory earlier on. There's Jitin. There's that press again. There's that acceleration into the corner. Brilliant ball whipped in as well, just in behind Rinzuala. Dill will bring the ball away. Got the better of Urjoy there, Jitin. Fouled by Radin Salang right on the halfway line.
Great, he gets onto that wing. He's just sizzling out there. What an interesting player he's been. Every time he gets the ball, but this is a foul from behind. Just step on that foot.
Bodoland need to try and get themselves back into the game quickly, you would feel. Jitin is going to go off in a moment. Toy Singh is going to come on. Another shot from outside the box goes flying over the top, not testing Gurmi. They'll need to get their range. It's Pedro again. That's the second time in this second half that he's hit the ball over the top.
He'll have to put more players up front over there. Really has shown himself. The first goal came because of him. This combination with Ajari was spot on. The pass given to him and a simple goal tapped in. He will be replaced.
Yep, final action for him. He comes off. Toy comes on. Who started once and now makes a second appearance off the bench in this edition. Scored a couple of goals in this competition last season. And he's a useful replacement, Toy. He's got a little bit of pace about him himself. 13 appearances in the ISL last season. It's all about game management now for NorthEast United. They've got that second goal. And it's that fragile 2-0 really, because the next goal, as you always say, is important, because if it goes to Bodoland, they're back in it. Another for NorthEast, you feel, would put the game completely out of reach. Toy Singh, nicely brought down. Ajare poised on, raised over on that far side. Kevin Nunes. Good passing again from NorthEast. Lovely ball from Radim Talang. Just a little bit too far ahead of Toy. Abdul will just allow that to run out of play for the goal kick. But again, there's just a crispness at times, Henry, about the way NorthEast United pass the ball when they get those one-touch passes going.
Yeah, I think they're technically too strong here comparing to Bodoland. And their game plan is absolutely good to control the tempo of the game in the middle of the park, try to play those 2, 3, 4 passes, get down to the width, stretch the defenders, make that attempt to get between the defenders. And they've done pretty well. And they're getting that creative balls up front, they're getting the chances.
They सान्दुं गोसाबो ना आरो अमाबो जादों खोमा बिसोरो
I'm sure
अमा
the
बेदर
2-goal lead will keep them into
सान्दुं
confidence
गोसायाव
of
अमा
playing
जाबावदों
that
बिसोरो
and keeping the tempo of the game up over here. A little more pressure on Bodoland. They can beat them. They can beat them with another goal. If that comes in, a fresh pair of legs would be always wanted to keep that energy up in this game.
It's Abdul Samad Ango, the Ghanaian that's gone down injured, and they won't want to lose him at the back because he has been a real rock at the back for them, not just in today's game, but in the tournament so far. It's his third start out of 4 today. I think he'll be okay. Maybe just took a knock on the knee.
Yep. Very interesting, yeah, this player is. Abdul always aerial ball. Talk about it in his box. He will always come up first. He's been a man rock solid behind that. But this time, breached by NorthEast United.
The long ball over the top, headed by Bashir. They've got some good team goals, NorthEast United. So that goal from Iro in the last match was particularly well played, well worked. Here's Aladdin Ajare cutting in again. He loves to cut in from that far side. Chema Nunes, Andy. Chema Nunes again. Ajare trying to find space on the edge of the area. Back to Samte. Now Radim Talang. Toy. NorthEast just teasing that Bodoland defence. Lovely ball threaded through Rinzuala. Long way out, but no height, no power really to fully test Burkang, but goes down to the
Yeah, the idea was very good from Rinzuala. He just goes onto that half turn, nicely put that ball. Look at that first time position over there, but the ball didn't have the pace, neither the direction. Straight in the hands of the goalkeeper was correct for him. So Bodoland now getting into that attack. Time and again, they've got inside with numbers, but they run out of creativity. And that's going to be interesting. If they can get a goal back over here, it will be a game on over here. Nicely defended once again. And both the players, Ashur and Tobacco, have been strong over there. And this time, Abdul is the man. Abdul is the man back over here. Just gives away the ball.
Toisty is on the way through. Aladdin Ajare in the middle, round the goalkeeper, and surely Aladdin Ajare who's making the most of it. Well, Bodoland will be furious because they felt there was a clip on the ankle there of Abdul, who went down late. It has to be said, there was a touch from Toisty, but it is Toy that's made the goal. And he doesn't rush. He took his time. He rounded the goalkeeper, rounded the defender, and Aladdin Ajare goes on to 7. It's another double for the Moroccan. And NorthEast United 3-0 up, and surely now heading into the semi-finals for the 3rd season running.
Talking about creativity, and there is the man who can create, who can pass, who can score, and what a way to go along with Toysing, who just entered the field, getting onto the ball beautifully. Just look at that. That physical battle was won by Toy. It just goes up front. Look at him all the way. It was Jared trying to tease the goalkeeper beautifully. Then came in the defender. He teased him, getting on the far, getting into the acute angle. But from left to right, he grows into that possession. That puts the ball in. Brilliant piece of work from him. Brilliant piece of work. Toy and Ajari. All combination this has been the second half. Teasing goal all the way.
Another brilliant finish from Aladdin Ajari. I just wonder if there wasn't just a little nick on the back of Abdul's heel there from Toy, which caused him to go down. It was right in front of the assistant, who saw nothing wrong with it. I'm sure Bodoland won't be too happy with that, but well, Aladdin Ajari won't mind. 2 for him, 1 for Andy, and once again NorthEast United in the Durand Cup continue to excel. And they may not be finished yet. We've still got 28 minutes to go.
That's a brilliant tempo of the game, and all of a sudden you see Bodoland just dropping their shoulders in that midfield. There's no aggression over there. And that's going to be interesting to watch. If NorthEast United can just keep the tempo of the game moving around, the momentum is good, and they have got some great players up front. Only that, they have to stop making mistakes and giving away the ball in the middle of the park.
Ball through again. It's away by goalkeeper. As you see, Bodoland have made a change. Jehovah has come on for Gayari, who's been kept quiet today. The youngster, who's so full of promise, of course, has been so impressive for Bodoland in this competition, but he's been kept fairly quiet by that NorthEast United side tonight, which means that they've decided to make the change. This big crowd, 1 or 2 already, just starting to filter away now. But it's been a great campaign, and they've been so well supported here in Cockroachup. It's a lucky clearance really from Gurmeet, who just got the ball away. In by Urjoy, Junior, Robinson, another shot from outside the box, blocked by Samte this time. Just spins away from Toy Singh.
That's a highly done and I would have
Played square by Timothy. Abdul. Nice ball out wide, Urjoy getting forward. Redeem just did enough. Good shape for NorthEast United. Plenty of white shirts back behind the ball, making sure there aren't too many gaps for Bodoland to exploit. Sabako's header, helped on by Maya. Chema Nunes. Quite have enough on that to get through to Ajari, who's looking for his second hat-trick now in this season's Durand Cup.
Great momentum shown here from Bodoland. Stitched on about 5-7 passes before they go up. One quality pass and the right person in the right place will really turn around this game, which has gone down 3-0. All credit goes to that man, Ajari, who really teased the goalkeeper and the defender to shoot that third goal of his.
Well, that's Urjoy. Probably the least said about shot the better, because he was probably nearer the corner flag than it was the goal from the full back. But, well, desperation stakes really for Bodoland.
Yeah, you're absolutely right over there, because when you're 3-0 down, you just can't understand what to do. But nevertheless, very ambitious shot from far, though the intention was good enough. It's going to be nice to see that, how Bodoland can keep the rest of the time in their hands, because it's going to be very difficult. Technically sound players like Ajari, they've got a good amount of bench strength. They can get in higher into this action. You see what they can do when they get together, especially Nunes, Andre, Ajari, and Hiro if he comes in. But they'll have to keep Zabako back. That's going to be interesting, whether they will go in for more goals.
Yeah, I just wonder whether we'll see a few changes as well from Juan Pedro Bernali now, because he knows they're almost certainly going to have a semi-final in a few days to contend with against Shillong Lajong. They'll need to be at their best for that. Most of the players on the bench started the last game against Rangdaji. There's Arjun. No foul. Maya Cannon. Jarre just can't can't deal with it.
Serpsin
There was a touch. Quick shake of the hand as well. Nice touch there from Didwim, who just clipped his ankles, and another Bodoland player down, which will see the ball kicked out of play. Approaching the midway point of the second half. NorthEast United in control. 3-0 up, sorry. Aberdeen Jarry with a couple. Andy getting his first goal for his new club.
Yeah, Mark, when we talk about coach, Ben Ali, John Pedro, he's been always great when it comes to players. We've seen how he has rotated players in the last 3 games and then now quarterfinals. He exactly knows which player, which position, and what situation to get them out. And he's been successful time and again. Slowly and steadily, he's grown into that stature of getting his right players in the right situation, the right job. That's how. Trip from behind. Oh, a little push that was just coming into the way. Yep, swept off.
We are going to see a double change from NorthEast United, preempting that they were going to make some substitutes. Hyro and Partiv Gugoi are going to come on. Rinzuala is going off, and Kevin Nunes is going off, so it will be just 2 straight swaps. Andy may well move into the middle with Hyro going out wide. But either way, game management now from Juan Pedro Benali. We know he's so good at that in this competition.
Yes, he doesn't want to really concede goals over here. So he keeps the back there. Just give a change for Nunes. Hyro, we've seen how the combination worked last time. But Martin Gogai will be the man to watch if he can come inside and add into that sizzling runs of him onto the wings, into the middle, behind the defenders. The combination between him, Ajare, and Toy will be nice to watch with Hyro coming in.
Partiv, who will be looking to add to his goal tally. Rinzuala has worked hard. He's a young player stepping up this season into the ISL. Partiv, of course, made his name a couple of seasons ago with some stunning strikes from outside the area. And Hyro, who got off the mark in the last game to level things up against Rangajid, player who's played the majority of his games as a right winger. He can play on the left as well. Here's Toy. Partiv straight away looking to get into the action. Abdul got a touch on that. Partiv managed to keep the ball in play, and a corner conceded by Bodoland. So the substitute looking to make an immediate impact here, Partiv Gugoi.
Yeah, we see Toy in and making that impact, getting into that pass to Ajare to score that 3rd goal. But nevertheless, if you bring in fresh pair of legs, the energy level gets up, and that's what NorthEast United. Look out, the way they've rotated the players in the last 3-4 matches, they've kept the energy to the 90th minute. It's still going strong.
Yeah, Andy coming across to take the corner once again. The last one, he really put a lot of pace on it, not too much height. What will he offer this time? It's another high one this time, right to the back post. Seems to be a tactic they try pretty much every time. Looking at that back post, that Jarry was lurking. It came to nothing once again.
As the idea is good, they must be trying this in the penny ground. And that's the reason why it's interesting, when you put the ball behind the defenders, behind the goalkeeper, and there is somebody who can read that to bring that ball in play, it can become dangerous when it really falls into that belly with a crowd. There could be a good chance to attack that goal.
Another double change coming up here for Bodoland. Kaushik and Manavir are coming on. Joy and Arjun, the man who came on it in the first half, has now been substituted.
Interesting over here how Bodoland can now defend. Fresh pair of legs coming in, they've been stretched wide. They've not made that impression in the attacking third, especially when we talked about Pedro Lopez and Timothy. Got great acumen up there in the middle of the park. They can really control that ball. It's not happened. Robinson is one man, was a little bit lethal up front, but he's not got a clear chance
दहाय सासे फेसबुकआव नुदोंमोन आङो बलखौ फुजा होनाय लोगोफोर फेसबुकआव नुदोंमोन आं बलखौ बिबार होलायना फुजा होनाय मोजांखौ होदों ना गाज्रिखौसो होदोंमोनथाय बे मानसिया
Here's Manabir with the throw. He's gone in at fullback, replacing Urjoy. Hyro held the ball up well. Andy, Toy. Parted up ahead of him. Tricky little character, Toy, when he's got the ball. Hugs the touchline. It's a bit too much pace on that Maya Cannon. Will make the best of it though. Parted. Touched off too. Andy, Toy. Twisting and trying to weave his way through. Hyro in the middle. Parted in the middle. Ajare's in the middle, but he doesn't reach either of them. It goes out off the knees of the defender for another corner to NorthEast United, who are trying to keep this pressure on now, looking for a fourth goal.
Very enterprising, this young man, Toy. Look at him. Every time he gets the ball, he tries to do something or the other. He tries to dribble. 1v1 is his forte. He gets back again at the defender. Look at him. His composure. The ball is very close to him. Gets in from the inside. Goes onto the line. Tries to get in, but Abdul was the man. Rashid, the man who puts the ball out. What a fantastic opportunity for a youngster to get into a top league tournament.
And this corner again comes to nothing. Radim, what a good effort from Radim Talang, turning back the clock, and Berghang with a fingertip over the bar to deny Talang what would have been a stunning goal, and he found his way in. Struck it brilliantly, and a good fingertip save by the goalkeeper.
The only time we talk about that distance, we talk about ambition, very ambitious shot, but this was right on target. The goalkeeper had to stretch himself to tip it above the goalpost. Fantastic shot. That could have been a great goal if that would have been in the net.
He's made some important saves tonight. Berghang to keep the score down for his team. Andy from the other side this time. Referee is just going to hold this for some pushing and shoving. Of course, this could set up a repeat of last year's semi-final. NorthEast beating Shimon 3-0. Last year, Toy, Ajare and Partib all on the mark in that 3-0 win. Surajit Das just having a word with a couple of players. It's inevitable, it's going to happen at corners. And Andy will try his luck once again. Just over the head of Ajare. Radim. Hyro. Trying to get the better of Manabir, the substitute. Maya Cannon. Ajare. Wasn't too far away from that top corner once again. Aladdin Ajare, he pulled away out of the penalty area to give himself the space as the players come across for the drinks break in the second half, but another wonderful strike from Aladdin Ajare that wasn't too far away.
He's got a great vision for the ball, wherever the ball is in him, he really tries to make that space. But this time he cuts himself from the defenders, gets behind, makes space, then takes that shot. Very close range. But nevertheless, this drink break will be a little bit of relief for the players. Now talk to the coach. The coach can now speak about that situation that he wants. He wants more possession, wants the tempo of the game to be in them. And this is how that goal came in. First goal.
Yep, second one from Andy, getting his first goal for his new club, adding to Ajare's first, and then Ajare, cool head, round the goalkeeper, round the defender, and there's only one answer that's going to happen, one outcome rather, when Aladdin Ajare's there. Quick to play, thanks to the part that Toy Singh played in that goal as well, getting the ball into him. 2 goals for him. 7 in the tournament now. 2 clear of Liston Colasso, who's in action tomorrow for Birmingham Super Giant against Imami East Bengal. Can he get the hat-trick? Can he get a second hat-trick in this competition? Scored 2 in the second match against Shillong, but was taken off by Juan Pedro Benali towards the end of that game. away by Abdul. Yeah, the other quarter-final tomorrow, don't forget, the early game is Jamshedpur taking on Diamond Harbour. And Diamond Harbour caused an upset. Here they come again. Partib! Seems to have done the hard work by getting his foot round the ball and taking it away from the defender. And then fires over the top when it seemed easier to hit the target from that sort of range. And maybe that's just his fault at the moment, finding the net.
But don't look at that fluency in the passing over there, from left to right. And then he can't believe himself that he's put that ball out. Nobody there to challenge him, just the goalkeeper just had to tap the ball, so using the power.
NorthEast
You think if Aladdin Ajare's in that situation, he probably just rolls it into the bottom corner.
Yes, that would have been simple for him. Nevertheless, this is something that they have to learn from senior players, players with talent, and Ajare's man inspired.
The long-range shot from Bodoland, which is comfortable for Gurmeet. I was going to say, I mean, you're training and you're working with a player like Aladdin Ajare, and you would feel like players like Partib Gogoi and Rinzuala can only benefit from someone whose finishing is so clinical.
Yeah, absolutely right. When you talk about players like Ajare, they're really inspiring. This time, it was just sweeping him off his feet, but that's sportsman spirit, just losing his footing a little bit. Strips it from behind. Higher the man gets down. My God, that would have been a little bit dangerous if that force was there. The knee, the calf, both are in contact with that foot.
No harm done. Hyro's back on his feet. Does shield the ball very well. Lovely ball flicked into his path. Hyro through. Ajare's in the middle. Well, it's neither one thing nor the other from Hyro. It was neither a shot nor a cross because Ajare was just looking for that to be rolled across the area. And he surely would have been wheeling away in celebration once again. But here come Bodoland at the other end with Robinson. Pedro just trying to fashion an opening to get something from the game. Shirts back behind the ball. And it comes to nothing. And here come NorthEast United again. There'll be some tired legs out there now. But NorthEast really should have been looking at a fourth goal.
Yeah, I think that was a great ball over there, especially when you talk about the movement of the ball. And look at Ajare, just moves it right, but that curler did not come. The whip on the ball did not come and did not hit Ajare. Otherwise, that would have been the fourth goal for NorthEast United. What a way that ball went in. What a build-up that they have. There's three of them, Gogoi, Hyro, and Ajare, are going to be a thorn in the defense. Every time they move up, bring in the surprise element in them. They get behind the defenders. They've got the ability to go 1v1. Brilliant piece of work.
Why my political relevant?
Yeah, brilliantly done.
Ball खेला इसने रहना चाहिए ball खेला अपना.
We spoke about NorthEast United in general terms, Henry, a little bit earlier on. I think it was with Prado's doing a game. You know, they change their coach every year. Sometimes they have two coaches in a season, but now with Juan Pedro Benali, they've got that stability, and they've got a stability in a squad that's keeping hold of its players as well, which is one of the reasons that they're looking to be so successful now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When you talk about, look at the 3 games that have gone by. He's already rotated 20 players over there. I think 1 or 2 of them must have not got a chance, but everybody has got a chance to look into the game time. And that's interesting, nobody is permanent there. It's the situation based that he brings in the players, especially in the second half, the first half, the tactics that he's changed. Sometimes he removes the back, gets in Hyro and keeps all the 3 forwards up front with Andres behind. But nevertheless, that's a great sign of a good coach.
Of course, in NorthEast, one of the teams that Khalid Jamil got to the playoffs as well during his time after he took over from Gerard Nust. Here's Partib. Ajare. Oh, he's mishit it. Completely mishit it there, Aladdin Ajare. Scuffed it into the turf, and it's easy for Berkhang, but it's another chance at trying to get his hat-trick.
Yeah, very brilliantly done over there, and Gogoi really unselfish. Just comes in, he's had a chance, but I made the decision to hit the target. Wanted to give back the ball to Ajare. just couldn't take that shot well.
Inside the final 9 minutes of the game. Shillong Lejong, who beat Indian Navy earlier on, awaits in the semi-finals. Good ball over the top. Gurmeet alive to it though. Shillong, of course, will be out for revenge.
Defender kept himself very well. That ball coming from Robinson. Nevertheless, that's why they keep themselves a little bit cheap. They know what Robinson can do, what Junior can do, what Joha can do. They didn't give them the space required behind. That's the highlight of this team, NorthEast. Especially in the attack, they put 4 or 5 players up front, but when they're defending well.
Away by Ashia. There's Toy looking to get him behind once again. Manavir stuck out a foot, but Toy got away from him. Solid challenge though from Timothy coming across. You can see what NorthEast are trying to do now, get Toy down this near side and get those balls whipped into the box. It's already worked once for Ajare to get his second goal of the game. So Shia, who will just nod that back to Gurmeet.
Great piece of composure here from NorthEast United, especially when we're talking about this is going to be a very cagey affair. It's going to be very intense. Slowly and steady, they didn't show any urgency right from the word go, but they tried to keep their pressure on the defense, made them do the errors, and then get their goals in style. And that's also the highlight of this match. Total championship performance over here from this team, NorthEast United.
It's going to take a very special performance against them to wrestle that Durand Cup away from them. Because it was a result that was felt when they lifted the trophy last season across the whole of the NorthEast.
Ronaldo,
John Abraham, delighted, and we know how much he's invested in the club. You know, he's been there since day one. It's the only club really that doesn't have a corporation or a company behind it. It's an individual trying to keep the club going and build from the roots upwards and almost create his own legacy in the NorthEast United now, as a lot of teams are doing here. The Bodolands, the Shillongs, they're all trying to improve the standards of football in this region.
Yeah, mostly we're talking about breeding players. These are the teams that breed good, talented, young, local players, and that's going to be very interesting over here for all of them, especially Bodoland also.
Audacious from deep inside his own half. I'm not too sure who had the shot there, but it was Berghank who managed to scramble back, but that would have been a little bit special.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea over there. Look at that. Great ball, that long ball. Goalkeeper had to keep his eye on the ball, not get inside that goal. Sometimes you are not in the right position, but this time the goalkeeper is angling well, keeps himself right in the middle of the park.
I think it was Andy that had the shot. Here come Bodoland again, looking for what would only be really a consolation for them. Ashir's header away, and then again at the second time of asking, trying to keep the pressure on. Bodoland likes bouncing all the way through. Redeem heads it back into the danger area. And eventually NorthEast should get this clear with Hyro looking for Toy. Andy. Hyro just rides the challenge. It was a tired-looking challenge from Bodoland as well. Spots Aladdin Ajare all on his own. Martiv's in the middle. Good clearance though by Navin.
You have to create that combination between Hyro and Ajare. Especially both of them have got an eye for a goal, but Ajare always giving that position, the right position. He gets onto the wide, sometimes gets into the middle, gets that ball. He needs to get that ball right behind the defender to make it clear. He can cut in and score. That's his chance.
Well, Ajare will have to be quick if he wants to get a hat-trick, because he's going to be substituted in a minute, and that's not the kind of ball he would have expected really from Kevin Nunes in that situation. Good ball whipped into the box. It's just too far ahead of Pedro. Redelivered again here by Kaushik. Wobbling around. Good defending again, NorthEast United. I think that ball may have gone out of play. Indeed, it is a goal kick. And I think NorthEast United will make those two changes. It's Ajare and Andy that are going to be coming off. Coming on, Beke and Biaknika. But both those players started the last match. Beke got his first goal for NorthEast United from the penalty spot in that game against Rangaji to put the Highlanders ahead. Well, in the 3 games he started, Aladin Ajare, he scored 7 goals, came off the bench against Rangaji.
10 minutes.
At top of the scorers list now, he's got a 2-goal cushion over Liston Kalapto. Another solid performance from Andy, who gets his first goal for his new club as well. Bodoland still pressing, trying to see if they can get something from the match, albeit a consolation. Manabir. Robinson. Pulled down on the edge of the box. That's a clumsy challenge from Beke, the man who's just come on. And he's going to get a yellow card as well, so he hasn't touched the ball yet. But that must be the quickest yellow card for a player coming on in this competition so far this season. About 15 seconds, I think. But it is a free kick, and it is Beke that goes into the book.
Very important over there. As soon as he finds that space over there, Beke was on him. Didn't allow him to take that shot. That was for the steam. But though being 3-0 up and 2 defenders behind, should have considered the fact to tackle him. Clean. What a giveaway. Free kick there is from the top of the box. This could be the good chance.
Pedro
over the free kick. Kirby will want to keep a clean sheet. He just fires it wide. It wasn't too far away. It was well struck, but there wasn't quite the bend on it to take it inside the post. We saw a brilliant free kick from Andy in the first half. That was similar from Pedro, but just wide of the target.
Interesting over there. The ball was tall. That curler just didn't curl enough to get inside the ball. Great attempt, I would say. How close that was from entering.
Final minute of the 90. Here Camino, NorthEast once again looking to try and add a 4th goal. Beke, wore the captain's armband for the game against Rangaji. There's a Bodoland player down injured here. Hopefully there won't be too much added time.
That's something we talk about pressure. When you talk about pressure, you buckle under pressure, and that's exactly what Bodoland did. A high press from NorthEast United. Just went on putting that pressure. The crowd has been simply great over here. Cheering the team till the last minute. Under treacherous condition, rain or no rain, these people were there on that seat, really cheering their team. What a historic moment for this team. Bodoland made it to the quarterfinals of the first national tournament, and the entire region is proud of them.
Iro in Bodoland. Those big crowds have been superb all through the tournament. Kokrajar has really done them proud. Be interesting to see what the future holds for them as a team, of course. Here's Hyro, just opened up for him. Nice little ball, slipped through. And having missed one a moment or so ago, Martin Gugoi keeps his cool this time to slip the ball beyond the goalkeeper. And NorthEast United have a 4th goal and are wrapping this up rather comfortably in style for those Highlander supporters. They lead Bodoland here by 4-0. Partyg's first goal of the tournament.
Ang ob kalamsın logofor.
Once again, when we talk about combination, this is also another combination in NorthEast, Kogoi and Hyro. They are good controllers of the ball, and that's exactly what happens over here. Look at that, makes himself very good space behind the defender. He's got that ability to keep his cool. The composure was good enough. That first touch was good. Takes it a little wide away from the defender, then places it on the far corner. No chance for the goalkeeper. Well done there from Kogoi. The man who just comes in, scores a goal for his team, the 4th one.
Yeah, he'll be delighted as well. They only scored twice in the ISL last season. Always scores goals in this tournament though, and that's his first here. He'll hope to maybe add a few more. They've got Geelong de Jong to come in the semi-final in a few days' time. Kaushik. Robinson. Still trying to find a way through here, Bodoland. We've played 3 minutes almost of the 5 minutes added time. NorthEast will want to make sure they can keep a clean sheet, which they haven't managed to do so far. That will be a boost for them going into the semi-final as well.
Yeah, that's very interesting when you talk about getting 4 goals in style. I think that's every team would love to have while going into the semi-final. That confidence building is there.
Ball whipped into the box, kept in play by Rashid. Nobody in the middle able to get on the end of the cross. It was hit with a bit of pace. Manabia bobbling around awkwardly, hooked away by Samte. Party will put pressure on the goalkeeper here. Bergkamp is coming on way out of his goal. All the way through to Gurmi. I was just thinking how games changed, Henry. If it hadn't been for that mistake by Bodoland that gifted NorthEast United the first goal, and if they could have got through to half-time at 0-0, it could have been a different complexion, but it's one error in that first half that's cost them that opening goal of the game.
It's always that experience is very high here with NorthEast United. They have played the ISL, they've played top tournaments, and they have that talent in them, a little bit technically more sound than the youngsters. But nevertheless, I think that error must have really dampened their spirits over there. And the quick succession, we saw that NorthEast United were not in a hurry or urgency of scoring goals right in the first 15 minutes, but nevertheless, slowly and steadily, they composed themselves very well, kept the tempo of the game, and got into that game to get that stake with that high press. Jared Mann really shows no mercy when he's in front of him.
Incoming voice call from brother.
Yeah, the Moroccan, so often a match winner for NorthEast United, has played his part in a 4-0 win tonight. Looks as though that will be final score. Flags go up for offside here as we hit the 5-minute mark in terms of added time. It's tough on Bodoland, who had chances in that first half. You felt if they could have got a goal, they could have threatened, but it was always going to be a tough battle for them against NorthEast United. Having got a 1-0 win against Punjab, beat Morning Star, beat ITBP by 4-0. But they really have met their match tonight against NorthEast United, the defending champions. As the full-time whistle goes, to put NorthEast United's place in the semi-final of this 134th Indian Oil Durand Cup. 2 from Ajare, 1 from Andy, and 1 from